Yo, 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 what up, everyone? Welcome. Happy Friday. This is the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, video game developer and video game enthusiast for 30 plus years, taking the time every morning to tie gaming in between my game development time. Currently working on Mecha Annihilation and Epic Space Battles due out later this year, or earlier than later. But yeah, hope everyone is having a good morning so far. It is Friday. I got some interesting Twitter beef, but I hate to even call it Twitter beef. It's more of seeing the larger influencers when they say things in a negative tone online and say information correctly. And we might get into that here in a second. And it's not really, it's not that I want to get into the argument piece. It's more of what the data shows and how we should be looking at the game industry moving forward. But before we get to that, let's get into what I've been playing. And actually, you know what I really want to do? Let's see. Going live now. I'm actually going to tweet that I'm going live now. And I'm going to tag some people. Sorry, give me a second. How do I spell that? Am I doing that right? I know I am wasting a lot of time. Forgive me. And what was that? Okay. Okay, back to this. Sorry, guys. Anyway, let's start with what I've been playing. All right, so yesterday I finally completed Mouse PI for Hire. This is another example of, a few things here. Xbox's Play Anywhere, where I'm seeing a lot of tweets in the past week of people like, wow, Play Anywhere is great. And it's like, yeah, so this is another example of the sort of the dialogue that goes online and what's missing from it and how that kind of skews perception. We're always seeing this skewed perception online, and then it causes people to argue about things that don't make sense. You know, like Colin Moriarty made this statement that Play Anywhere is not good for the industry, and that's something you can get into later. But Mouse PI is one of those games that I bought on once, and I could play it anywhere. Xbox games could be played on my Xbox, PC. So just a quick little review of Mouse PI for Hire now that I've beaten it. The last half of the game is so much stronger than the first half of the game. It's almost like they're two different games. Like they started making more of a mouse detective game in first person. What? Zelda the cat is meowing a whole lot for some reason. Anyway, and then the last half of the game, they're like, okay, well, let's just make this like Doom. Let's just make this like Doom Eternal. You get a grappling hook, you can float in the air, you can wall run. But like, I feel like this game, it was very like backloaded with that. And then there's even, and this didn't happen often, but it did in the beginning of the game where there was no action and you would go and investigate, which is really exploring and finding things. And I feel like there could be a better way for this game to be more solidified in its approach, where sure, have some of that exploration stuff, reel it back a little bit, sprinkle it in, but all the fun action at the end of the game, have that shown off at the beginning of the game. It's very interesting. Even the level design later on in the game was so much better. The main reason why I wanted to, well, actually, here's the truth. Because it's Play Anywhere, this was like easier for me to be anywhere and then be like, well, I'll just play this. If it wasn't Play Anywhere, I don't know if I'd be playing it as much. And I don't want to knock the game, but I think there's more potential there. Okay. Other than that, oh, here's the new one, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. This is actually pretty fun. I'm a big fighting game fan. I will say it's more on the easier side of fighting games in terms of the the controls. The controls, they make it very simple. There's 3 attack buttons, and each one just has a like it teaches you just press it over and over and over to complete a combo. If like as I was playing, I was like, well, let me play around with combinations, and it doesn't work that way. You can't just so I'm playing with an Xbox controller, say you have the XYB, that you use to attack with. They want you to do X X X X, or Y Y Y Y. But sometimes part of me is like, okay, let me see if then, because these actions do something different, if I can then combine sort of those actions on the controls, and you can't, because the game is, and this is not a bad thing, but it's made to put you in a specific, it's make you play a very specific way. Here's another point to that. This is a 4v4 fighter. The A button, the main button that you press, or I guess that would be B or X depending on your controller, is to have your allies jump in and help fight. That's very atmospheric, environmental. That's less like, oh, that's just an action I'm taking. I mean, it literally is, but just visually and as you're playing. So the game really is more about pressing the right thing at the right time, and it comes with a cool visual. And if you're doing moves right because they have more animated visuals, the camera is moving. It's not, I guess what I'm trying to say, it's not freeform. It's not, like I've been playing a lot of City of the Wolves, and I think you could be a little more technical with how you're changing up your moves. This game has some technicality to it, but it's not super deep, at least so far. But with all that said, it is a lot of fun. I am for sure going to play through this game and beat it. I like how it sets up the story mode. Although this does fall into that thing that I want to solve one day with game dev, and that's where you come across a boss and then they have to sort of tweak the boss to be harder than it needs to be. For instance, in this game, I already beat the first boss, and what it did was it just gave him more health. And he would do moves that would take off way more health. And so that's like, okay, so now this is just more of an objective-based thing that I'm doing at this point, not a true fighting, right? But not a big deal, because I think that the story mode they put together is great. I am skipping through the story. I don't really care about Marvel characters in general. I like Wolverine. I like Spider-Man. I like Blade. I think it was knowing that Blade is in this game that really kind of pushed me over the edge to get it. So, yeah, I got to say that is a good one. And what's really neat about that is how, I got it on Steam, signed into my PSN, and I'm getting the trophies. Now, it looks like it's not even yet, but that could just be syncing with the server I was playing this morning. So, I got to say, this game is worth playing. It's worth checking out. I don't know how... I think it's a mainstream fighter, and it's Marvel. And why I'm bringing this up is because I hope this sort of does more with fighters. I think we get a lot of cool fighting games, but they never seem to do much. If that makes sense, I don't know. You heard City of the Wolves didn't sell well, which is unfortunate. So, but that was about it. That was Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. And then I beat Mouse PI for Hire, which I'm glad I finally beat that. We got to that. Okay. One thing I want to talk about real quick. This is me getting into some drama. So it was very interesting. Player Essence, OJ, big YouTuber in terms of there's them and Spawn Wave. There's a group of people that usually play off each other, but they are in a bubble, and it's unfortunate sometimes because they are sort of loud voices and they have a big following, and a lot of times they are saying things that are just misinformation, or they're emotionally charged and they're kind of swinging the audience in different directions without really thinking critically. And he had made a post saying how it's a lot of this where people are saying Sony is forcing people into digital and out of physical. And I mean, maybe, yeah, that could be true in terms of them seeing the future and being like, well, let's get started. You can't blame them for that. But also, it was this interesting take when someone said, what was factoring? Where did someone say this? Okay. Okay. What is this technology? Because what I said was the technology, and actually, let me just read it. Someone said specifically, if we subtracted NSO, digital, and blah, blah, and this actual part doesn't matter to me. And this is the annoying thing about conversations is because I used the term dominating when I guess I shouldn't have, because then OJ started making the argument about me using a word. And it's like, okay, look, I will concede I used the wrong word, but let's get back to the point. And obviously he doesn't. He just argued that point and then moved on. And then someone came in and what is he saying? Because it started with Sony hides this type of data despite obviously having access to it. It's so weird for someone like, does he work for Sony? Is he on the board of directors for any of these companies? Saying Sony hides this type of data despite obviously having access to it is such a made up thing to say. Like, we actually have no idea, but we can actually look long term. We don't need Sony to show or hide data. We can just look at trends the past 20 years. And physical is dropping off. So once I apologized for using the word dominating because he was just saying Nintendo Switch physical is doing well, and I was saying, well, it's not dominating, but I just meant in terms of if you're saying something is doing well, it's on the positive end. And so I was using dominating as a way to show that, yes, the something that's doing well is dominating is bigger, but it's actually not true. Physical isn't doing well, and that's okay. I like physical, but I know it is going away. But this gets deeper, right? This seems all surface level, but you can kind of see as we go with the argument where people aren't really looking any deeper than the surface level. Because, I'm saying, sorry, we're arguing semantics. He said physical sells well, I was replying to physical sells well when offered, and whatever well means, it's declining. So that's the other point. Physical sells well. What does well mean when it is declining? So then I was saying, exactly. And you only have to look at the biggest gaming market in the world, PC, to see the direction the technology is going. But someone had followed up this Zozaki, what is this technology? And this is where I realized, okay, people have trouble getting below the surface when it comes to having these sort of discussions, because technology, I'm just saying, the technology. If you look at game delivery mechanisms as a technology, the sort of the way PC games have been delivered digital, that is a technology, and so more people are getting their games in that way. So, but the other thing was very interesting too, as we get in deeper, if we try to break apart some of these arguments online, what are other things people are saying? So when he said PC is not the biggest gaming market at smartphones. So let's back up here for a second. You're actually bringing up probably the main issue that got us to where we are in the first place, and that is big video game companies like Sony considering mobile to be part of the gaming market. So then their expectations are higher than it should be for any sort of gaming medium. So then that's why Sony backs away from physical and goes to digital. My point is being proven here that we can't rely on corporations when it comes to what we want to get out of the gaming scene. And a lot of people, I'm glad people are pushing back on Sony right now, but at the same time, I don't think we should be relying on Sony. Sony looks at mobile as being a big gaming market, but Sony is not a mobile gaming company. Sony isn't even a gaming company. Sony is a consumer electronics company. So them making these decisions are, for a stakeholder in the company, that makes complete sense. But for a gamer like me, yeah, of course I don't want them to lose out on physical. But Sony is not the company we need to be crying to for this. And it goes back to my point of OJ saying that Sony's hiding data and lying, and physical as well. And the truth is, as sad as it is for me, it is not the case. It is not the case. So anyway, just kind of interesting. When it comes to Twitter, I've always said I'm a big hypocrite because I've always said don't bother going online and arguing with people on Twitter. It doesn't make sense. But sometimes when I see some of the bigger names in gaming say things that are completely wrong and completely off, even if I'm just a drop in the ocean, at least I said it and it's out there and someone can come across that. Yeah. So anyway, that's my little Twitter beef for the day. And Jim KillX, good to see you. Centro de Mame. Morning, I can't believe how long it took me to find this channel. Oh, yeah, you know what? I don't normally push my stuff maybe as much as I should, and I think I'm going to change that now that I'm in a position where I need to do what I can to be successful in what I'm doing with the YouTube channels, game dev, etc. So, Central Economy corporations are no longer making what we want. I agree. They are following their own market, not people's interests. Exactly. And that's very interesting how you said their own market, because you're right about that. When there is a market, sure, but sometimes companies are then kind of laying this perception on what they think the market is, like what I was talking about with the mobile games. These video game companies shouldn't be using mobile gaming as a measurement of where the market is. Jim Kilks, my concern is they are trying to set digital only as the new standard, and this is the first battle in a bigger conflict. Yeah, but I think Sony's doing it because that's the type of company they are. And that's why I think it's important to be like, guys, let's let Sony do this thing. Sony already considers, like that guy kind of Surface considers mobile part of their market in terms of when they're chasing the money. And I think, like, I'm hoping, again, physical's not too big of a deal for me, but I do hope that it continues. Like, I hope Xbox, it's true with the rumors that the new Xbox is going to still have a disc drive or offer a way to play all your previous games. Like, that would be good. Even if digital is still, like, even if it's still 90% digital, I think if there's a way for that 10% to still have, even if it's through boutique, like we're already seeing right now. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Limited run games. What's the other? There's the Bitmap Brothers, or no, that's a development company. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other companies that are actually making physical products. So, just kind of like I still buy vinyl. Actually, I have a CD coming to me from Japan. That should be here sometime. What's her name? Milichu Yamane, the composer for Castlevania. She put out a new CD, and so it's not about being against physical. It's about pushing back on the reliance of a corporation like Sony to be the arbiters of getting our video games. So it's kind of a weird thing that's going on right now, but I think we need to just continue to. And this is that other aspect to it. A lot of these people that are trying to say Sony's lying about physical and, we should only support physical. What gets caught up in that are the indies. There's so many indie developers that don't have the means or need the means to create a physical copy of their game to put out there, and they can for fun, and that's cool, but that's not what's going to help any indie developer. And I think we need to promote more independent development than we do a corporation making physical games. And that's just my take. It's the same thing with the Stop Killing Games, and even Colin Moriarty is now reaching out to government officials to speak on, the consumer. Like, I don't think government should put laws in place that dictate how gaming is done. That should just be the consumers. Let the consumer decide. Right now, people are pushing back on Sony, and that's a good thing. So, okay. Let's see. As for doing physical releases of old games has been a good trend. Yeah, that's another example. Jim Killex, if Sony has to experience another PS3 or go through a Wii U to get the picture, so be it. Jim Killex, that is an excellent point, because that is what happened before. I would love when the PS6 comes out, you see where people are like, I don't care. And then Sony's like, well, what do we do? Okay, we'll make these physical releases to get people back. And it's, there we go. Even if they realize, okay, well, physical is just a small drop in the bucket, but we can at least have a physical division. And that might mean, hey, you're still not getting manuals. There might be limited runs. I think that's the way to go with physical, is doing limited runs. Like, I think Sony should be like, hey, we have our new game coming out, but you can order a physical version through them. I really think that's the way. Well, again, if you were consumer minded, but Sony isn't consumer minded. Xbox is. That's why we're getting the backwards compatibility on PC. It's crazy. Anyway, what I'm going to do right now is I want to show you guys the Tokon Marvel Fighting Souls. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. Which, interesting name. I wonder if they could just call it Marvel Fighting Souls. But to be honest, having that Tokon in there, it's interesting. It's different. You know, it stands out because where else have I seen that before? Now we're just waiting for game. Yeah, I'm interested to show off how this game works because I think it's cool. I think it's a mainstream fighting game, but I think it's done right. I like the 4v4. Wow, that took a while. And I think there's some complaints about that too because it is the anti-cheat layer on here, and I get it. The company's got to do what they got to do, you know. And you know what, Jump Killis brings up another point because I primarily buy digital, but I will do the occasional physical. Like I've talked about, I have all the Xenoblade games physical. I have a number of games. I have a bunch of physical Gundam games. I have Godzilla on PS4 physical. I used to have thousands and thousands of games. I need to do a deep dive video about that. My entire video game collection I used to have. From Intellivision, ColecoVision, the early stuff. You know, I didn't have a Magnavox Odyssey. That would have been cool. That's the first console. I had it up until, you know, modern, and I sold everything that was not Xbox One, PS4, or Switch at the time. And then since then, I went back and I bought 3DS, some other stuff. Okay, let's... Edamame, the last physical I had was my PS4. I have one physical disc on PS5. Oh, which one? I don't have any physical PS5, but... And again, like, I'm not against physical, so... I think I beat this. So, like... I would actually like to get a physical PS5 game. Hey, Stephen Minahatter, good to see you. You guys gotta check this out. I beat the Avengers... And now I'm going to do this X-Men one. Although I really want to be Blade. I think Blade is the samurai out. That's pretty awesome. Other than Loki, who's on the far right, these three characters are badass. Deadpool, even though I love Blade the most. Like, Blade is so badass. And then Knights of Doom. I mean, this is pretty cool. But let's look at X-Men. Unbreakable X-Men. You know what would be really cool if they made a X-Men game, and it could be a fighting game. But it was from the 90s animated. So everything was in that style. You know what? I've already watched. Sorry guys, I've already skipped this. No, I'm joking. Now this is one that I think they put online. And here's what's cool. If you guys like reading comics, you can read comics. I like looking at the pictures, but I just want to fight, to be honest. Though I will say, for as, if the word to use non-technical as this game is, I think they did a good job by adding these story modes and all this other stuff to kind of give it more character and production value. Oh, Lego Batman, that's cool. So Central, you said you just found this channel from Gundam. I actually just beat Lego Batman last week, I think. Last weekend? I think it was last weekend. Which, I liked the game. But it wasn't... Yeah, there's even an intro, guys. There's like an intro movie. I liked the Batman game, but there was still things about it that sometimes I'd get bored. Alright. Would be crazy if, like...
I'm as hurt as everyone else.
You finish the cutscene or the comic, and then it's like, okay, you've completed the first level. And it's like, what?
Hey, Aurora, did you forget about someone?
Are you?
That was my Wolverine. I think it was pretty good, to be honest.
Let me in.
That is a pretty cool Wolverine costume. It almost looks familiar, like I've seen that somewhere. Okay, missions. Oh yeah, the missions in the battle. That's okay. All right, so this is just me pressing Y over. Oh, it didn't. Oh, it did it. Okay. That's to get this first action. Okay, I just pressed Y a whole bunch. Now it's B. Oh, come on. You know what? This game actually does something I love. They actually took a move from Dead or Alive, and I forget if it started in Dead or Alive 1 or 2, but it's how the counter system works, where you press back and you hold down 2 buttons at the same time. And I love that concept, and games don't really do it, other than Dead or Alive, but it is in this game.
Who is this champion?
Homeworld absence.
That's pretty cool. I think there's a lot of voice acting too, and I'm pretty much just skipping through it.
The danger.
Hey, Jonas, good to see you. Enjoy the game. After all, this game will make PlayStation boycotters fail the campaign. That's funny. There's just too much. Actually, there's a lot of quality stuff coming out on PlayStation to make it hard to want to boycott. In which I hope does, like, again, like, I hope a boycott does work out at the same time. You know, this is an awesome game to come out. This Tokon Fighting, and then the Wolverine game's coming out soon. That's a lot of cool Marvel stuff. Sony's like the Marvel machine. Okay. Yeah, I know. Okay. Come on. Alright. Did that not work? There we go. And then switch members. Okay, who's this? Magic? I have never heard of this character. I don't know if they made characters up for this game. I don't think so, but, you know, there's so many Marvel characters I don't even know. Okay, I did the moves. I need to just focus. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. Let's retry. I hope I don't have to keep doing these moves, Okay, didn't I switch? There we go. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Okay, this is pretty cool. This character plays a lot different than the characters I've been using so far. Oh.
X-Men take down another killer robot.
Magic is Colossus' sister. Huh. I had no idea. That's why they timed the boycott outside of Wolverine's release. Yeah, I know. That is crazy. Jib, that's one last thing. I thought Stop Killing Games was about consumer protection to have ways to play games such as... Yeah, you know, it is, but what my opinion on that is, then the consumers should then speak up and not support the game, or like with emulation, make it where it's available, or like Gundam Evolution, make it where it's available afterwards. I think if we start having the government regulate how games are developed, sometimes a publisher might be like, hey guys, we're not going to do this because then it's going to require us to do this. That's it. I feel like that's just going to be the end result. I mean, even even with like the job I had when I worked, even though it's kind of unrelated, it was Microsoft Enterprise stuff. Anyway, when we would be doing work, there's like regulations that's like, oh, we won't do that because there's regulations for this or that. Even the companies I'd work with when they were wanting to help us with solutioning, you know, there's sometimes where regulations came up to why they had to do something, you know, and sometimes the regulations make sense, especially if it's people's livelihoods. But I think because it's a luxury item here, like video games, especially if costs are rising as much as they are, instead of regulating things that makes the industry then act in a certain way, like make it where then, you know, the market is like, okay, well, we're not going to be buying this stuff. I think it's a slippery slope. I don't know.
I can tell super hearing isn't your mutant gift. Get lost. You're not
Let's see. It's a rights issue. Companies shouldn't have their rights protected if they stop supporting a game. Now that's a good point. So that kind of went with the emulation. Like, we should be able to do the things we're doing with like Gundam Evolution. If Bandai isn't going to allow us to play a game after you've put money into it, we should be able to do whatever we want with it. So that makes sense. All right. Okay, come on. I have to do these moves that I kind of don't care too much. That didn't even... Wait, assemble... Wait. Okay, come on. I'm trying to do stuff here, Magneto. Interesting. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me try that again. So these moves I'm having to do is like the different types of, like, I don't know, where your buddy comes in. The assists, pretty much. Oh my god. Okay. So it has to land. I can't just press it. There we go. Okay, that's a good training. It's instead of me just trying to hit the moves, like, let's actually not perform the moves, but actually land the moves is what I'm trying to get at. Oh, not good. Leave me alone. Oh. Oh, I didn't get to do it. I killed him. But that's okay.
one last time. Get lost.
Oh, yeah. Good idea. Good thought. Setsuo Edamame and Hatter. It's about government and more about it protected, like how libraries are. Yeah, Jim. Yeah, you guys are bringing up more the substance of this whole thing. Oh, hey, yeah, Jim Killex saying, honestly, the Wolverine ain't on my get list. I like how you said it like Wolverine.
Honestly, it ain't on my get list.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I actually have no excitement for the game other than it's a Sony produced, highly produced Wolverine game. It could be bad. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Wait. So they have to shred the stuff that's scanned? Or it's because the stuff is being scanned, or because stuff is going to be shredded, they scan it. That's insane. See, I can understand not making things into physical, but destroying physical. Okay, come on. This character's pretty annoying. Wow. Blocking everything. Actually, I should switch to Wolverine. I haven't even been him. No, I guess I'm doing it wrong. Oh, shit. What the? Okay. My God. I think I'm supposed to be playing a certain way because of this character with these projectiles, but I have no idea. Okay, so there we go. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, can I not, like, break into... Okay. Oh, I wonder if it's wanting me to, like, jump... I don't know. Interesting. Well, here we go again. Interesting. This might be... So this was in the training, but like... I guess I wasn't knowing what to do exactly. That's pretty annoying. Let's actually just go to a fight. Let's just do a normal fight instead of all these... Oh, arcade. Excellent. Wait, so I just want to do a fight. Okay. Arcade wasn't what I thought it was. Maybe battle. Casual match? Or I just have to go online? Yeah, let's do that maybe. Yeah, I've played against other people before. I play with friends sometimes. I mostly enjoy playing as characters I like. I care about winning, and I've played daily, practicing well... I'm in between these. Do they have a middle option? Because I don't necessarily care about winning, but I have fun practicing combos. And I enjoy playing characters I like. Yeah, just... Come on, just... wait. Oh, you have to choose a team? My God. People, I just want to play the game. What are we doing? Right now, I'm picking all my favorite characters. Okay, did I do that then? And then I hit back and then confirm? Nope. What the heck? This makes no sense to me. Is it starting now? It had X for start, but you actually had to press A to start.
We've got a high-profile match coming up in the orange corner.
Oh, man, Edamame, that Origins Wolverine game is so good. I think it was about like a year or two ago. You can actually download a Steam, or not Steam, a PC version, because I don't think it was on Steam or something, but you can actually just download a PC version that works. It's online, so then I was playing it recently. I was like, oh man, the game is so good still. I hope the Wolverine game is good, but okay, what's... Oh, is this just a practice? Oh, something popped up. I have to allow... hold up. Oh, man. How do I... There we go. Okay. Anyway. So I gotta say, it seems the way this game kind of starts, it's hard to just go in and play and like, hey, I just want to play. I have no patience. I just want to do a fighting thing. Come on. Here we go. There we go. This is what I was looking for. Yeah, let's do random. No, random. I don't think it's supposed to work that way because it's not random anymore. If I press A on random, it just tells me what to select. That makes no sense. Here we go. This is the type of thing I'm looking for. Just traditional. Let's get into some fighting. And I think that goes to what I was talking about, how this is not a traditional fighting game. And I think it's a good thing. You know, this is Arc System Works, but it's also Sony. And I think the idea is let's make things a little more mainstream. I like how Iron Man has a V-fin. Wait, I don't need to... Yeah, let's go. They're asking too much of the user if they just want to go in and fight. Like, holy crap. Okay, here we go. I haven't even tried Blade yet. Interesting. I guess it gives them names depending on the team you put together.
Get ready. The sharpest sword in the world.
It's like one of those memes on Twitter where you see the seats on a flight and there's different actors or stuff, and it's like, where would you sit? It's like with the okay, let's see how cool this is. I did the combo wrong again because it's okay, that's his little glaive he throws. That's with Y. Okay. Pull up. Ooh, okay, that's B. Okay, that's X, and that's... Okay, let's try... Oh, nope. Thank you. Okay, that makes sense. Damn! Wow, I got decimated. Try this again. Oh, that was cool. That wasn't cool though. Oh, okay. Maybe I did that wrong. Nope. Okay. Oh, always blocking the specials. All right. Oh man, I got killed again. First time using Blade. Oh, is there 3 rounds? That's cool. Wow. Okay, what? Oh, interesting. That was a grab. Because she blocks so much. Oh, that's cool. You can throw your... Oh, there we go. That's what I've been trying to do. Oh, there. Oh, I messed it up. It's where you can get the other ones. You come and help. Oh, the Blackbird jet? Is that what it's called? Sentinel. You see the X-Men in the back are... Oh, no. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Damn. Oh, Gambit and Rogue are back there. They really have that Jim Lee look to them. Okay, I'm gonna try something else. That didn't do what I thought it would. Oh. There's like an iframe I keep forgetting about. Okay. No, I know. Also, I wonder if it's bad practice that I rarely switch characters. I just, like... Blade. Okay, well. Cool.
I'll give you this. At least you didn't run.
This is some sick Blade stuff right here. As a Blade fan, I love this, like, leaning into sort of the Asian, specifically, like, Japanese sort of thing. So I don't want to do a rematch. You know, I'll probably jump by now since it's almost 9. But let's look at this real quick. Okay, so you start the game. It's like, okay, what do I want to do? Episode, which is cool. This is like the single player you go through. It's just kind of boring. You know, it's not like matches. I mean, it is, but... And then battle, you would think you would go to that, play or train against the CPU. But it's not just like jump in and play. It's either online. There's versus. Okay, that's where you'd go for the CPU. But I wish it just had a standard, like, when I was thinking arcade, it's like... here's the first, here's the second, here's the third, you know, just kind of go through the normal stuff. Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to check these out later, see what this is all about. But anyway, I'm gonna head out. This is a lot of fun. So I'll be probably playing it a lot this weekend. Let's quit game. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. Yeah, thanks all for joining. I'll be working on some video games this weekend, and then I'll be back Monday with some more. So hope you all have a good weekend, and we will talk later. See y'all.